Welcome back to the channel, y'all. Let me get adjusted here. But self-improvement is the movement. Back here with another video. Y'all go ahead and like this video up for me. Comment, share, subscribe. It'll really help me grow my channel, this self-improvement journey. Hop on the movement right now before it's too late. We're coming out with more bangers like this. The podcast is coming back next week, so y'all stay tuned for that. But today, let me kind of wipe the smile off my face a little bit, because this is kind of, well, I think a lot of my videos are serious, but this is on even the more serious side, you know what I mean? I'll start off by saying this. Many men, for whatever reason, well, I think we kind of know the reasons, but many men allow a woman's actions or woman's thoughts or women's emotions to control their actions and their emotions. And that simply shouldn't be the case, because in a lot of different instances, including the one I'm about to talk about, can cost you your life, even if you are still living. You get what I'm saying? So this college basketball player by the name of Darius Miles, he was caught up in an incident that allegedly had him shooting a woman for essentially not wanting to talk to him. Now, we don't know all the details yet, so I'm only going to say what I know. I'm not sure if he knew the girl prior to this happening, like if he knew her or was with her at one point in time or whatever. The girl he ended up unfortunately shooting she had a boyfriend at the time, and she was with the boyfriend, and they were on their way, and she was on her way to go hang out with her cousin who goes to the school or whatever. And Darius Miles, I'm calling Miles from here on out, Miles came in contact with the girl. I'm gonna read it right here. I might put the article up on the screen or something, but right here it says that, they got the victim's mom on. She said that he was advancing on her and she declined his attention. He refused to go away. So whatever that may entail, right? Whether he's seeing her for the first time, he's trying to talk to her, or they've had a good relationship in the past, but now it's turned bad, or whatever the case may be, that's what happened. And she rejected talking to him. She rejected the attention. Therefore, he did what he did. Obviously, his career is over. His essentially life is over. Enough of the legal stuff. Well, there's 3 points I want to make into this video. One being, why is it so hard for men to handle rejection? I think part of it is because, obviously, a part of it is because the ego is there. All of us have egos, whether we want to admit it or not. We all have egos. We all feel some type of way when we get rejected, or something happens to where our ego takes a hit, and it's like, damn, that hurt. We all have it. We all have those moments, and that's fine. That's human nature. But you have to get to a point where you can be in control of that ego and not let the ego really take over your life in a way. But in a lot of instances, when it comes to women especially, men let the ego get the best of them, and this type of stuff happens. Men have too much pride on the line for females for whatever reason, especially if you're of a higher status type of guy, like a college basketball player at a D1 school, right? You probably have not gotten a no for an answer before. You've probably gotten everything you want. And I'm not just talking about women in relationships. I'm talking about in life. Like you've gotten whatever you wanted, and that's how you grew up. That's what you've been accustomed to over the years. But when it comes to a situation to where you hit that wall and it's like, oh, you get that rejection. Some people grow up and they don't know what rejection feels like. And then when it hits them for the first time, they're like shit. Like, you don't know how they'll react. And I'm not saying that's the situation here, but we've seen that before, to where people don't know how to handle rejection. Like, as a man, you should be able to handle rejection, especially in this type of setting with a woman. I'm not using this as an excuse, but I think it was this season he did take some time away from the basketball team to take care of some personal matters or whatever the case may be. A lot of the time that's like mental health issues, maybe something's going on in their personal life with their family or something to where it affects their mental, to where they're not as focused or they're more stressed than they normally are, or leads to depression. Mental health obviously plays a factor in this. That does not give an okay to do what he did or to absolve him from the situation, because that's just not right. Like, with not being able to accept rejection, by default you're devaluing yourself. You're devaluing your worth as a person and as a man, and you're not showing yourself a lack of respect. It was in the last podcast episode 5. I used an example to where it was about, never chasing a woman, because that gives them more of a reason not to want to talk to you in the first place. On top of the reason they already don't want to talk to you, which is because maybe they don't find you attractive, maybe the chemistry's not there, or whatever the case may be, right? She rejects you because of that. And then you're chasing her still, trying to get her to like you. And that's giving her more of a reason to pull away and not like you. Because you were pushing, you were in constant pursuit of something that doesn't want anything to do with you. Why not just go find someone that's worth your time? Why not go find someone that's better for you? Especially if the girl that rejected you is letting you know up front and clear and honest about it. Because not all girls are. But the ones that are clear and honest with you about, hey, like, I don't think this is going to work, or hey, I think we should just be friends, or hey, I'm not really feeling it. Back off. Cool. Okay, I'll go find someone else. Like, I would actually appreciate that honesty and that clarity that they're telling me, like, oh, you don't fuck me? Okay. Appreciate it. Move on. No hard feelings, but we got to move on. Not, oh, what if I do this and that, man? Or what? Oh man, what's up? What's wrong with me? Or something like that, to where it's like they keep trying to push the envelope, and she's like, no, like can't take no for an answer type deal. Like, you just can't. And you're just letting her know that you lack self-worth. You lack that self-confidence to be able to move on and go find someone else that fits you better than she does. You want something that doesn't want you. What sense does it make? You want to talk to someone that doesn't want to talk to you. What sense does it make? Y'all get it? Like, you are slapping yourself in the face and doing yourself a disservice by continuing to try to have worth in someone that has no worth in you. You devalue yourself trying to find all this value in someone else when all the value should be within you already. And a lot of guys, when it comes to rejection, when it comes to things not working out with certain women, they end up having a self-image problem. But they're like, oh, I'm not good enough, or what's wrong with me, or what am I not doing that this guy's doing to get this girl, and things like that they say to themselves, right? And they internalize it as they're not good enough. They internalize rejection as they're not good enough and what's wrong with them. When in reality, it shouldn't be like that. It should be used as a good thing, honestly. It should be used as a learning experience to move on. I'm not saying like go change yourself to try to fit this person's parameters and requirements. I mean, just go get better as a person. Go get better as a man. Maybe that's why she rejected you. Have you thought about that? But in the meantime, you got to go where you're celebrated. You got to go where you're really appreciated. You got to go where your worth is worthy. where your worth means something to someone, not to where it doesn't. So you shouldn't lose any self-confidence from rejection. It should actually be felt as a good thing. It's like you catching a sickness, but like in the long run, you're actually getting, your immune system's actually getting stronger. Like rejection should actually make you stronger as a person, as a man. Like if you take it the right way, if you internalize it in the right way. People don't internalize not just rejection, but bad things in general. People cannot internalize it the right way. That's why you can never grow from a situation. You're going to go through the same cycle every single time because you fail to break that cycle to learn and move on. Learning breaks the cycle. People aren't willing to learn from their negative experiences to turn into a good experience. I don't want to necessarily say any situation, but most negative situations can be turned into a positive situation if you allow it to. But it just all comes back to the third thing I want to talk about, which is allowing a woman to control your emotions. And we've seen it before. We've heard stories of like a dude getting rejected and he'll punch the woman, or he'll just harass her on and on and on. And it's like, bro, us as men are as mentally weak and fragile as ever. And I can confidently say that as a whole. I'm not saying I'm perfect, or no. I have my emotional issues too, but not to that point, not to that degree. Men are as emotional as ever, as recklessly emotional as ever. I'll say that because it's not really bad to be emotional, but they're emotional in the wrong ways at the wrong times, in the wrong situations, if that makes sense. Where the logic is completely out the window and it's all run off emotion. And what does that lead to? Horrible, horrible decisions and choices made in your life that will eventually alter your life, change your life, or end your life along with someone else's life at the same time. Off of one choice that you made because you felt some type of way of you getting rejected. Are you kidding me? 4 billion women on the planet, and one means that much to where you putting your life on the line for this? Man, shit. So guys, to end it off here, start handling rejection better by learning from the experience and moving on from it to get better. Use that as motivation, not like in a negative way per se, but use that as like, okay, I'll get better and I'll prove you wrong. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with having that mindset. There's nothing wrong with, okay, I'll go find someone better. There's nothing wrong with that. Go find someone better that suits you. Yeah, do that. With that, you won't devalue yourself. You won't lack self-respect for yourself. You won't be declining in self-worth. Your self-image won't be as bad. And when you're doing that, you won't be controlled by you won't be controlled emotionally by women. Prayers to the victim and everything. You just absolutely hate to see something like this. But with that being said, like, comment, share, subscribe for more content like this. Be different. Be a one of one. I'm out. Peace.